Hello people, I'm Radek. Let's not waste any words and get right to the point. From Software has yet to announce its support towards the newly released PS4 Pro, and honestly I don't think they will in the near future. What this means is that at the time of writing, titles like Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 do not profit in any form from the increased compute performance of the new PS4. This is a shame, since it has the potential to greatly increase the user experience in those games, moving it closer to what for the PC world is already standard. But let's imagine a what-if scenario in which From Software has released a PS4 Pro patch for its games. So what are the concrete benefits which the two aforementioned titles may profit from? Let's have a look, shall we? In their current state, both titles run on the same engine at a locked 30 FPS in native Full HD resolution. Specifically speaking, Dark Souls is graphically comparable to a PC version sitting around the high preset, with only a few lower quality elements like motion blur and shadows. So we are actually not far behind the PC versions, which just manages to deliver some extra eye candy when maxed out on the same resolution. This changes at 4K, where a sharper image quality is very noticeable overall, but became staggering when compared side by side with 1080p footage. Not only do edges become sharper at 4K, textures are also much crisper now. A PS4 Pro enhanced version would be able to achieve a comparable image resolution using next-gen upscaling techniques like checkerboard rendering. This would technically allow for a 4K 30fps experience with the same graphical preset as the standard PS4 version, translating into an overall great improvement in image quality for both Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. Another way From Software could use this increased graphical performance would be to target 60 frames per second gameplay instead of 30 FPS, and this is a real game changer. A direct comparison between 30 and 60 FPS is immediately noticeable, more so if you're actually holding a controller in your hand. Responsiveness greatly improves, delivering a very smooth experience, and while graphically nothing changes, a greater frame rate improves the experienced motion blur quality, making it appear softer and less smudgy. This is truly the way I personally would use the extra computing power, since in my opinion it delivers the most refined experience. So far I've shown you Dark Souls 3 PC footage, since it can natively reach 60 frames per second. But what about Bloodborne? Well, I managed to create 60 FPS footage using a technique called frame interpolation. So no native 60 FPS experience here, but nonetheless I think the images speak for themselves. This is how I imagine Bloodborne should be played, since its very fast gameplay should enormously profit from increased responsiveness and decreased unwanted motion blur. But here's the problem. It literally is game changing. People with a PS4 Pro would have a technical edge over standard PS4 users when it comes to PvP. Of course, one could argue that Bloodborne's PvP was broken anyway, so fuck it, give us the improved experience. But what about Dark Souls? We can't really make the same argument here. So at the end, what do you think about it? Which one of the two presented improvements would you fancy? And finally, if you'd like to see more technical video game analysis or Bloodborne 60 FPS footage, then let me know. I'm Radek, and thank you for watching.